Hey, Mr. Lucas coming to you again from my home office, not because of a snow day this time, but because of COVID-related reasons. But don't worry, I should be back soon. Not that that really matters to y'all, because most of you don't see me anyway. You know, I started this year off in my first intro playing a little bit of guitar for you. Maybe it's only fitting that I end things playing some guitar for you with the rest of my church worship band. The last time in 2020, cue the intro. I don't think showing you that violated the First Amendment. Anyway, we are finally wrapping things up and getting to the midterm and finally getting to the end of 2020. How to describe 2020? Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. Anyway, so as this crazy year closes out, you have one final assignment for my class, and that would be the midterm. Okay, well, one final assignment besides this ed puzzle. So I've got good news for you. This exam is all multiple choice, no extended responses whatsoever. Happy holidays, kids. Now, because there's no extended responses on it, there are a lot of multiple choice questions on the exam itself. So don't get overwhelmed when you see it. There's a lot on there. But, I mean, it is a midterm exam after all, and it's cumulative, meaning it's going over everything we've been learning about since the beginning of the year to now. Now, because this exam is online and it's not a traditional style exam where you guys are taking it in class and I'm walking around the room, I am going to allow the exam to be open note. And to make your life so much easier, I gave you the ultimate interactive midterm review guide. That's right. While stuck in quarantine, I worked my butt off to make this thing for you. So believe it or not, I once was a student too, and I hated getting to a term in a study guide and having absolutely no idea which definition on Google to pick or where to even find how to define that concept. So I started thinking, wouldn't it be really cool if I could just click on the term and then relive the lecture where my teacher talked about that very concept? And I got to thinking, well, since all of my lectures are on YouTube where I explained everything, why not go ahead and make that? So that's what I did. Okay, so here's what your midterm review guide looks like. When you open it up, you'll notice that you have different terms and it's broken down by week. So when you click on the blue hyperlink terms, you'll see a video pop up. I went through all of my videos and I found the timestamp where I talked about each of these concepts. So if we were to go click on what a republic is, you can click on this, and boom, it'll take you right to the point in that video where I talked about that particular concept. Okay, now a word of advice. When you click on these little previews here, don't click on open preview down here. It will pop it up in the Google Doc, and it messes up the timestamp if you click on the same video multiple times. So whenever you click on these, simply just click on the blue title up here, and then when you click on that, it'll open it up in a new tab at the right timestamp in the video. So as you're rewatching these different parts of the video, just simply jot down and type down notes on what that concept is. Then when you feel ready to open up the exam and take it, you've got your cheat sheet right next to you with all of your notes on all those concepts, and then you can also click on the links again and rewatch those segments of the videos where I explain the concept, and maybe that'll help you answer the question on the exam. Plus, here's the cool thing. If you complete your midterm study guide, that means you've already got half of your final exam study guide completed. Now, because there's every incentive in the world to complete this midterm study guide, I mean, after all, you can use it on the exam. I am not going to take it as a grade. So completing this midterm exam study guide is completely optional. You don't have to do it, but I don't know why in the world you wouldn't do it. I think you'd have to be insane to just say, you know what, I have this great resource and I'm not going to use it at all. Then again, some of you might just be insane. Part of the reason I'm not grading it is because the true assessment I really care about is how you score on the midterm exam itself. That really shows if you know the content or at least can unlock the resources that help you answer the content effectively. So long story short, I highly recommend you do the study guide. I mean, just think of poor old Mr. Lucas trying to fight COVID and make this thing at the same time so that you could succeed on your midterm exam. Guilty enough yet? On top of the study guide, I also posted a link to a Quizlet where you can use the flashcards on there to help you study. You can play some of the games on there to help you study the terms as well. And I also posted a link to a GIM kit with practice questions you can go through in there. Again, both of those things are optional as well, but you can use them to help prepare you for the exam. Now, this next part's important. Because the exam is on a Google form and Google Forms do not save your progress, you're going to have to complete the exam in one sitting. So make sure you dedicate yourself enough time to actually complete it free of distractions or anything. Don't think that you can close your laptop and come back to it later, because it's not going to save your progress. So the exam itself is going to be due this Thursday by 11:59 p.m. Make sure you give it your all on the exam, because there are no retakes or redos on it. Now, if you have documentation for extended time when it comes to tests, feel free to use that on this test. You can complete it whenever you want, but if you want to use that extended time, feel free to. For those of you that have double extended time on test and that's documented, then you would need to complete this exam by Wednesday, January 6th at 11:59 p.m. Once everyone has completed the exam, I will then release the exam scores, and you can go back on the exam and see what the correct answers were and see what the feedback is for all of the questions. So just to review what all you got this week. You've got your midterm review study guide, but remember that is optional. You don't have to do that, but it's highly recommended. You also have a Quizlet set you can look at, and there's practice questions on GimKit. Those will be live all the way through Thursday. Then, of course, you have the midterm exam itself, which is due by Thursday night at 11:59 unless you have other accommodations that say otherwise. Don't forget, it's an open note exam, meaning you can use your midterm study guide, you can use the Quizlet set, you can use any of your other assignments or Google Forms that you've had already this year to help you answer the questions on the exam. Then once you come back from break in January, we'll keep rolling along through the Bill of Rights. It is my sincere hope that once you finish your last assignment for 2020 and you close your laptop, you feel a great sigh of relief and you can go enjoy your break. You did it. You survived. You survived the chaos of one of the wackiest semesters ever. So pat yourself on the back and relax. Who knows? Maybe we'll eventually get to have class in person in 2021 and I'll finally get to meet you all. If y'all need anything, feel free to reach out and have a great break.